Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I'm sitting here with one of my best friends in the fucking world, Galen Hare from Hare Shinar. How you doing, my boy?
I'm good, Jacob. How you doing, man?
I'm blessed every day I'm breathing.
Dude, y'all have like a scene going on here. It's awesome.
We've only had 20 or 30 complaints for the music and 15 or 20 complaints for the promo girls.
Well, I know 30 of them were from my guys right across the hall, but yeah.
But no, they moved. They came back. We brought more business, baby. We got you.
Yeah, right. That's like the best compliment you can get. That like my whole team left because it was too loud, and then came back because it wasn't fun.
Well, I mean, you got to know your market, right? Kind of like you got to know your enemy. I come to win the storm. If we got to have the fun booth, you know?
Yeah, I think that's a big takeaway anyway for like Win the Storm this year.
Yeah.
Like lots of fun, cool. I like conferences, but like I think worst attended I've ever seen.
Yep.
But what's interesting is like when you watch people interact, I see something different than I used to see 3 years ago.
Yeah.
3 years ago, I saw everyone lined up at each booth, like kind of talking about what's going on. Do I want to purchase your service, your product, or whatever?
Yep.
I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing lots of people hugging in like the aisles. You know, how's your kids? What's going on? Like they're just missing each other.
Yep.
And then the breakouts, which traditionally have been empty, have a little more people than they normally do.
I agree.
It's still not like crazy attendance, but like, so what I'm hearing is like in this industry right now today, like they want to meet people they like, they want to connect with people they already like,
Yep.
and they want to learn. Like that's like, I think right now we're just kind of shifting away from that, like, let me sell you this thing.
I agree.
You know?
100%.
And y'all aren't doing that at all. Like y'all are just like essentially hanging out.
That's it.
And like connecting with people.
That's it. No, we're not trying to sell anybody anything. And that was the whole goal, is to come here, have fun, and just be different. You know, and if people don't like us being different, well, I don't really give a fuck. But we are fun. It's a lot of fun, you know. So next year, right, I got something special planned, and you'll love it because it's going to be midget throwing.
I don't know if a lawyer's allowed to get seen midget throwing. I'm really not sure what the protocol on the run by HR. You know?
Run by HR. No, man, we just, again, I wanted to do something different. We have a lot of fun. When I found out I was right next to you, I was like, great. You know, my guy's here. And then they moved out of the way and came back. Oh, man. No, dude. So what's going on? How's everything been? I know y'all are expanding.
Yeah, dude. It's like, it's a blessing and a curse, but mainly a blessing, right?
Yeah.
So like in August 1st of 2020, we like opened up with 7 people. I've been doing this work, but you know, wanted to start my own thing.
Yeah.
And I would not have guessed, like, I don't even know what day it is. We're mid-March 2023, 140 employees, like 7 physical offices.
That's amazing.
No debt. We're not like borrowing money or anything like that. You know, we're just trying to do good. And
hey, I'll give $100 to somebody who walk up and say they don't have any business debt.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think I've ever heard that, Galen.
And you know, it's funny because it probably has slowed us down, right?
Yeah.
Because like I could go borrow money and like just pour like airplane fuel like on it, right?
Yeah.
But I'm just not like, I just don't want all that debt. It's dangerous. Lots of people are doing it right now, and I think that's cool.
Yeah.
It's just not our model.
No, man, y'all are killing it, bro. I mean, y'all handle all of our stuff, and we appreciate y'all a ton. And anybody out there that needs a firm that really gives a shit, not saying that some of these other firms don't, because I know there's a lot of great firms out there, but Galen has always been our guy, so I'll definitely recommend you. But so that expansion, where are y'all at? Y'all in Louisiana, Florida, Alabama,
Texas, DC, Mississippi, Illinois. I keep saying Chicago, and they keep reminding me that's not a state.
It might as well be.
California, Massachusetts.
Oh, Cali. How's Cali?
I mean, we like, that's been a quiet open. Like we just opened like a week ago.
Yeah.
We'll make an announcement at the right time. But
yeah,
California is interesting. So like, there's a lot going on in the legal market right now ever since like the Florida legislative rollback.
Yeah.
And then that law firm out of Houston, like kind of disintegrating. So everyone's kind of watching our field and what we do.
Yeah.
And I think it's time to get really strategic, but there's been a really cool benefit to that, which is all these firms that used to like never cooperate and talk like shit about each other.
Hey,
they're like hugging each other. Like, I mean, look, I'll give them a shout out. I'm up at like, we're in Miami, right? So you go to bed like late. So I go to bed early, hit the sack at 2:45, phone dings. It's John Black. He's in Italy with his youngest daughter, who I know because we've like gone to Disney together.
Yeah.
And he's like, so he's just like updating me on how like his daughter and him are doing on their vacation. and then like asking me some work stuff. So I'm on the phone with him, like texting from 3 to like 6 a.m. Definitely should have slept. And then 6:15 on the dot, Phil Sanoff calls me just to kind of like say, hey, I miss you, brother. Let's talk shop, right?
That's the way business should be, though, right? All these guys, now we have, look, Galen, we've got 60 or 70 people that have been on the podcast for Win the Storm. Every person that I've talked to, that I've interviewed, it's all about, there's a lot of these bad guys in the industry, and we need to get these guys out. There's so much money to be made. You're a great firm. You're huge. You can't handle all the cases. Not one firm could. I can't cut all the trees. So if we all work together, man, about how great this industry would be. But there's the snakes. There's the ones that want to steal or cut your throat over stupid shit, and it makes the whole industry look bad. But no, that's the way it should be, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think we fell into this really dark place as an industry, and the lawyers were no better. It was everyone, where we fell into like this, I want all the work. What it should be is I want all the work I want.
Yeah.
Right? And instead, people got so excited to like collect it all. They started making bad, cutting corners, doing things. And like, lawyers are the funniest ones, right? Because we love to criticize other people's behavior. It's like what we do for a living.
No.
Never.
Never.
But so it's kind of funny that like the lawyers are really the first ones to like catastrophically publicly shit the bed, but it happens. And, I think the only good that's going to come out of it, because a lot of people were hurt, but the good that's going to come out of it is the existing law firms are really saying, okay, like people were hurt. We need to make sure this doesn't happen again.
How do we make it better?
Yeah, and it's not about punishing those people for us.
Yeah.
It's about creating like conversations where this will never happen.
Yeah.
Because if one of us gets underwater, everyone else will come help.
And I've noticed that in the roofing community, that if one of the larger guys, even one of the smaller guys, if they have an issue, most of these roofers will stand shoulder to shoulder for a minute. They make sure that issue gets pushed through and taken care of, and then they go back to competing against each other. Tree world, zero chance of that happening right now, right? Every tree surgeon or whatever they want to call themselves out there will just as soon cut my tires as to come help me, right? I've got a few friends. We keep that real small. You know a couple of them, and you know a couple of the bad guys.
I do, but I also know a couple of your friends, and like when a tree after Zeta like literally came through one of my best friend's houses, she's like pregnant, can't get anything done.
Yep.
You couldn't even get your equipment down that street because it was too big.
That's right.
And but you gave me the phone number of a guy.
Yeah, man. Owen. Yeah, trees, man. We'll give Owen a shout out. Owen does great work in New Orleans.
And he was out within an hour.
Yep.
Had it done. He forgot to even like charge me because I just said, "Hey, I'm Jacob's friend."
Yeah.
And he remembered the next day, but
I
didn't get away with it. But but they were awesome, and like so. I mean, it's all about those friendships, right?
Yeah.
Because like that didn't just help me and help my friend. Like that helped you.
That's right.
Because I called everyone meeting like, man, Jacob Gidry's awesome, and if he can't do the job, I'll get someone too. It helped Owen because like I had seen those spray painted trees on the back.
God,
I'm like, I don't know if I want to work with these guys. And
he is off the wall. I love him, man. He's a good representative of the tree industry, and he is. He's not a bad guy. He has good industry awareness. He's a good company. I got nothing bad to say about him whatsoever.
Yeah, and appearances can be deceiving, and like I don't know that I ever would have given him a chance if you hadn't said, this is my guy, you should call him.
Well, and the cool thing about it, and people ask me because I see all this, are you nationwide? Well, no, we're in Iowa and we're in Louisiana. We can be a lot of places pretty quickly, but our network is nationwide. I've got tree services now that I can call in Utah, in California, in Maryland, in Rhode Island. I know all these guys that are vetted. Same way that you have a core group of lawyers, right? If you can't handle it, hey, I got this guy that does. You know what I mean? But they treat people the same way that we treat people. You know what I mean? Same moral compass for the most part, same equipment kind of thing. I just want the same product across the board. So that's what we've been trying to accomplish,
No, 100%. And that's all you can do. Like, so I guess that's my only thing that I have taken away from Win the Storm so far.
Yeah.
Is we're coming back into, I think, what's going to be a good time where people just want to help.
Yeah.
Instead of like you're all going to compete, like every one of those law firms, like we're competitors.
Yeah.
But if I need something, they're going to help me. And if they need something, I will be right there.
It's because it betters the industry, right? Rising tide raises all ships, right?
Exactly.
It's supposedly,
It does. No, it actually does. Like, that's not to say like I'm going to let them take that multi-million-dollar job that I'm working on, right? But I'm absolutely going to work with them on how we can do better.
That's it.
Be better and help more people.
No, 100%, man. So question, Florida, Hurricane Ian, right? Interesting storm, right? Very interesting storm. You told me before we even came down here, Jake, this is going to be one of those ones where I think the insurance company is going to dig in a little bit. Sure as shit, here we are.
Yeah, man, I'm not sure they dug in as much as they like jumped off a cliff. I mean, I knew it was going to be bad. This is going to be a storm that's going to go down in history for a few reasons. Like, every storm's got their own thing, but this one's going to be talked about like in 20, 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
Because we had a massive storm. It should have been a quick in and out storm because Florida has so much infrastructure. So, like, I mean, power was turned on within days.
Yeah.
It took months.
Not Sanibel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not Sanibel, but generally across the board, right? Yeah. Like, so you would have expected really quick build back, really quick payments, and then focus on like the really complicated areas to get to, the hard stuff to do, and then the litigation will start over like the significant differences, right? Yeah. I've never before seen the insurance industry have a storm, say we're not going to pay, simultaneously get the legislature to roll back all protections so they don't have to pay.
Yep.
After the storm, not before the storm, like after the storm, while everyone is suffering and no one has any money, they go, hey, guys,
by the way,
we're going to raise your rates if you don't just agree that we don't have to pay you ever again. So they go do this in the legislature with like the promise of, don't worry, this is not going to be retroactive. So the carrier is literally saying, hey, we want you to screw your entire state for anything after this hurricane, but in exchange for passing this, we'll make it that it doesn't apply to this hurricane, so there'll still be bad faith attorney fees.
Yeah.
And what happens the very next thing? The governor created new appellate court in Florida, which is his appointees, issue an order on their own, like asking the plaintiff lawyers in one case to like address why they should not be retroactive so they can get rid of all attorney fees and bad faith for Ian as well. So we have years of litigation for Hurricane Ian coming. And it's so funny because what they'll say is, well, see, we were right. The lawyers filed too many lawsuits. But it's only happening because no one's getting paid. I mean, I was talking to a young lady last night who owns an estimating service.
Yeah.
And she said she has a $42,000 estimate approved by the carrier. Field adjuster wrote it. She has some like differences with it, but she's kind of okay. These people desperately need the money. Desk adjuster approved it. The carrier just is not writing the check. The first approval came in 4 months ago. So like they're just messing with them on purpose. It's so interesting. I've never seen, like, I always pitch when I'm like up there talking at town halls and stuff. Like, I don't think insurance companies are bad people. Like, so they're profit driven. They're bad people right now. Like, they're just bad people, and that's hard. That sucks.
Yeah.
Because they're destroying my inner child. Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's we've been working together since Laura, right? Yeah. We're still settling cases, doing stuff from Laura.
And that'll happen. You'll get your stragglers, right? But it should not be like just mass like.
No, this is like an atomic bomb of bullshit.
Yeah, and it's only starting. Like many of these claims haven't even gotten coverage determinations yet.
Jesus Christ,
that's unreal. Crazy, dude. I mean, they will be litigating. I think Hurricane Ian will get litigated in Florida for 20 to 30 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it's going to back up the court system because they are going to see 20, 30, 40, 50 times more lawsuits than they've ever seen from a major hurricanes and what's going on.
Well, and we've talked about how the wave of change is coming in this industry, right? And I think it's coming even faster now, right? On like AOBs, right? That's going to be a thing of the past, right?
Yeah, right? I think they're all but dead at this point,
Yeah. So work authorizations are coming next. It doesn't even matter. We have a lady that we did a job for, and the insurance company wrote them a $17,000 check. They handed it over. Well, the bill was $22,000, and the insurance company goes, "No, it's not paying it. Just no. Like we have all the proof, we have everything, we have the signed everything, yada yada yada." No.
Yeah, I mean, look, everyone in this industry sees it, right? But it's like the funniest conversation because we'll go do this deposition. Why didn't you pay that extra $5,000? Well, that's just not what we pay. Okay, cool. Show me that like insurance policy where it says that. Like, I did not know there's like a payment schedule in the policy. If there was, like, we would not be here. I would have just called you up and said, look, they got a payment schedule. This is what they cover. Like, sorry, bro. And they're like, well, it's not in there. And I'm like, wait, then what are we talking about?
Exactly.
And they're like, well, it's just not what we pay. And one carrier said this to me. I think it was State Farm. You know, they're like, this is what we pay. And I'm like, but that's not what the policy says. And she goes, sir, you don't get to tell State Farm how to do business. You know, I'm like, all right, well, we'll see about that.
Yeah. There's this little thing called court, and we'll see you there.
And they paid the second they got sued. But
well, here's
like,
the thing,
why'd you
too.
have to do that?
That lady right there, we've worked for this insurance company a couple of times for much more money, and they paid quickly. It's USAA. Fuck it. It's USAA. I mean, they've paid us no problem for most of the things. A couple of them they didn't. This one, it's just the adjuster. I don't think it's fair.
It depends on who you get.
Who the fuck are you?
Like fair to who? Like, are you upset that you think they're making that much money? You don't know what their overhead is.
Yep.
Like, it almost feels personal sometimes. Like, I'm not letting them make that much.
Yeah. No. I've had adjusters tell me there's no reason that you should make that much money that quickly. Like, so you're gonna penalize me for being efficient and having expensive equipment? Like, come on. You know what I mean?
But, you know, on the flip side, also I'm spending that much money that quickly.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's not like I'm like the beneficiary of some crazy thing.
No, exactly. They don't see the $250,000 payroll the first week we're in a storm, you know?
Exactly.
So, and you know about all that, man. But no, dude, that's awesome. I know you're just expanding. I'm super proud to be a friend, brother. I can't tell you how much thankful we are that you've helped us, because nobody else would, but you took a chance, and we really appreciate you.
Dude, I mean, here's the thing. I think both being from Louisiana, like, put the industry aside. We come from that, like, you got a problem, come over, let's eat dinner, let's figure it out.
Yep.
And so I was really lucky to run into you out in Hurricane Laura.
Yeah.
I think they had you playing security.
I was. Like, Anthony hired me as security as one of them.
So I'm like, who's that big dude wearing a security? Like, there's no security out here. And then they're like, oh, no, he does streets. So he called me on the way home, and ever since then, man, you've been one of my best friends.
Yeah, my brother.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming on the podcast. We're going to turn the music up and bring some more people to your booth.
All right, let's do it.
All right, brother. Win the Storm 2023. Thanks for watching.